You are watching Melody Lane. With me, you're gonna have a great crafting time.
Hi everyone, it's Holly here with Melody Lane Inspired, and we have some new updates in iOS, guys. So the new iOS 5.10 rolled out. That's now given us the feature for curved text. Just super awesome to now have that feature here. So we're gonna go ahead and go over this, and then we're gonna go ahead and go over a couple of the latest features. Okay, to get to curved text, you're gonna go ahead and click in your edit font there, curve. Now, once you click that, it's going to bring this up, and the little white circle in the middle is going to allow us to slide it. So if we slide it to the left, it's going to curve it up, and if we slide it to the right, it's going to curve it down. So depending on which way you want to go, and it will wrap fully around. I chose happy thoughts here because I don't know about you guys, but it does give me happy thoughts, and there's something super satisfying about taking your finger and sliding it on the thing. So if you haven't played with that yet, go ahead, make sure your iOS is updated to the latest version. So you may need to update that, and then go ahead and start playing with that curved text feature. Okay, now let's talk about background remover. Now this feature did not come out in this version, but it did come out in the previous version. So let's go ahead and show that in case you haven't used it. So first you're going to go ahead and go to upload. Now I'm going to choose the picture I want, which is this picture of a flamingo. I want the flamingo, but I don't want the background. So all I have to do here is go ahead and click remove background. No, it did a pretty good job, but we're going to go ahead and clean it up and take out the areas that it didn't erase. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on it because that's going to make it easier for me. And then once I do that, I'm just going to go ahead and click on erase. I'm going to want to adjust the size of the eraser though. So I'm going to go ahead and drag that white line in the middle, and I can drag it right or left depending on how big I need my eraser to be. Now that I got it to the size I want, I'm just going to go ahead and click on and start erasing the rest of the background that I want to remove. Now if I need to zoom in some more to get closer, I can absolutely do that. That's going to help me right here, so I'm just going to zoom on in. And I'm just going to continue on going right along, cleaning up those lines. There's a little bit left here. I'll take care of that. And then I'm going to go ahead and go over to the neck, because there's just an ever so slight line on there. So I'm just dragging and dragging straight down. But if you mess up, don't worry, because there's an undo button right in the middle of the top there that you can redo it. All right, that line there looks good. Now there's just a little bit on the other side of the neck I want to clean up also. So I'm just going to do the same thing here and grab my eraser and just drag it down along. So just a little bit more here on the inside that I want to go ahead and clean up. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my eraser. Oops, took a little bit off I didn't want there, but that's okay. That's what the undo button is for. So I'm just going to take my eraser and go ahead and slide down here again. If you're worried about doing long lines, you can do it in shorter ones if you want. I just find it gives a cleaner line when you just do one complete swoop. Okay, now let's talk about the restore function. So as you see, the middle of my flamingo has a little bit missing. Say I accidentally erased it and I want to get it back. All I have to do is click on restore and then go ahead and boom. I just dragged it to what size I needed and put it over the area, and I have restored that area. So that's how restore works. Now you're ready to go ahead and choose the cut or print and cut depending on what we're doing. But first you do have to give it an image name. That is required. So we're going to go ahead and type in our image name here. We're going to call it flamingos because it's a flamingo. And for this I want to do print and cut. So I'm just going to choose print and cut, and then the green upload button in the right hand corner. And there it is. I mean, he looks like a legless flamingo. He's not a legless flamingo. He does have little legs because that's all he had in the original picture, but they are black. But you can't see them here, but I'll show you how you can go ahead and change the background too. That way you can see them. Now to get my canvas to white, I'm just going to click down here on settings. Once I click on settings, it's going to pull up light mode. Click on that and boom, we have the white background. See, he does have legs. I mean, they're little legs, but that's what they were before. Now, if you want to go back, you can go ahead and click that off. This is the same area you'll find your grid too. So that's everything in the background remover feature. So now let's go ahead and talk about something else that came out, the offset feature. So that has been out for a little bit, but if you haven't used it, let's go ahead and check it out. Now to get to the offset feature, we're going to go ahead and click edit down here at the bottom, and then we're going to go ahead and click offset. Now once we do that, we're going to go ahead and be able to slide this little slider here. Now we can go ahead and drag it to the right or the left. If we drag it to the right, that's going to offset it. And depending on how far I slide it, it'll make it larger. Now, if we go ahead and drag it to the left, we're now going to actually be doing inset. So let's drag it to the left some, and you will see that that design is no longer on the outside of our image. It's actually appearing on the inside because this is inset. Now go ahead and click on done, and it's going to go ahead and now we have our offset around our cutie. Now let's go ahead and do the same thing to Melody here. Go ahead and drag that line to the right. And there we go. We have our offset done. I do want to change the color of that offset though, because that gray just isn't doing it justice. So you're going to click down there where it says basic cut and then click on the gray. That is going to bring up your colors. So we're going to go ahead and pick a color. That looks like a very Melody color. We're going to go ahead and choose that. And then in the upper right, hit apply. And there we go. Now we're going to do the same thing for our cutie. So we're just going to go ahead and choose a color. He's got some red and blue in his pom-pom, so I'm going to choose a blue color. So the cutie has his offset. Say we wanted to do another layer of offset. Now to do this, make sure that you have the offset selected, not just the cutie on the inside. If you choose the Cricut on the inside, it's just going to give you the same size offset. So I have selected the offset here, and then I'm just going to drag it to the right. That looks good there. Go ahead and hit done in the upper right corner in the green, and boom, there we go. We have another offset. I'm going to go ahead with the red and blue like his pom-poms, and there we go. And like I said, if we wanted more and more offset, you could totally do that. So yay, guys. Looks like Melody's enjoying the latest updates in iOS. So these weren't all in the latest update. They were over the past couple, but I just wanted to share with you those features in case you haven't had a chance to try them yet. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to our supporters, our admins, our sponsors. We appreciate you all. So until next time, guys, happy crafting.